Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have, let's start right here with Kez.
Hi, I'm Kez, and I'm playing Treasure, the Tiefling Fighter.
Yes. Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, muted. Oh, no. Hi, I'm Megan, and I'm playing Sarai Landir, the Eladrin Glamour Bard.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Eric, and I'm playing Sirach, the Aarakocra Horizon Walker Ranger.
Nice.
Howdy, y'all. This is Maz. I'll be playing Talroth Openblade, the Wood Elf Scout.
All right, and we do have a slim chance that Cole will be joining us tonight if he gets off work early enough, but if not, no big deal. We miss him, we love him. He gets to be at Raw tonight, so that is pretty cool for him. I know. Oh, she's so mad. It's okay. We do have an announcement. So 1 week from today, next Monday, Disasters in Danger, we are going to be doing our Norse Foundry giveaway for the month of June. There it is right there. Check that out. That is a leather dice tray. Sorry, there you can see the sort of face in there. Yes. Yes. He's a travel dice tray. It is really cool. Here's the back of it for you guys to kind of see. Yeah. So, lightweight, travel size, soft, plushy, leather, snaps together, travels flat. Really cool dice tray. We're going to be giving that away next week. We are also doing some more shipping, so if you guys have any giveaways on the way, I think we're shipping those out tomorrow, probably. And we've got a couple of national, international pin orders. So if you guys have ordered any of our pins, any of our stuff, and you haven't received it yet, please stay on the lookout. Also, if you like our stuff, share it with your friends, because really, really helps out the channel. It's a huge, huge bonus for us. So that is the big announcement for tonight. Tomorrow night, we should be doing Storm King's Thunder. Cole runs that game. Just a heads up on scheduling. So with people trying to get back to work here in Orlando, with people supporting protesting and all of the events that are taking place around the country, around the world, right now our schedule is a little day-to-day. So we'll try to keep you as informed as we can. Please be patient with us if we have to down a show or if we have to change a show or do anything along those lines. So that is the case. Megan, do you have thoughts on Wednesday? Or you have your read-through on Wednesday, so we may...
Do.
You do. So we may be Dark Wednesday. We may have a replacement show on Wednesday. Thursday is Wildmount. We're going to be continuing that. We are in the Dead Jarl's Fortress, which is really cool before they get to the Aeoran crash site. We're kind of pushing that one through. And then Dragon Age on Fridays and midnight on Saturdays, not at midnight, at 8 o'clock. And we're going to be looking at trying to bring Gloomhaven back. We know you miss Gloomhaven. We miss Gloomhaven too, because it is a small cast, because it is just a 4-person cast. That is the one show we are considering putting back in the studio at this point. But we'll see how it goes. No promises. Any other announcements that you guys can think of? Anything going on in your lives you want to talk about before we get into the fun times tonight?
I just want to let people know we are still looking for those 30 patrons.
That's right. When we get to 30 patrons, Kez, our wonderful local artist who does phenomenal character artwork, will be doing a giveaway for one lucky patron to do a full body character art piece with color and no background. She did one of those for us a couple of months back and was absolutely phenomenal. We desperately love it, and the person that got the giveaway was over the moon with it. So it's a really great thing to join, and even if it's just at a $1 level, you get some cool stuff with it. Also, we'll be continuing to release some of Mars's homebrew subclasses. That's the word I wanted to say, homebrew subclasses. and one of which is being featured right now on the Wild Mount campaign. So another one will be coming out for this month. We don't know which
Do we
one.
know what the next one is?
What, Mars? Do you have a preference on what comes
Are you
out this
allowed to
month?
say?
I can say, yeah.
Well, let's see. The two choices right now were the Chaos Domain for the Clerics, which it does pull a little bit of inspiration from the Wild Magic Sorcerer, but there's a couple minor differences, especially once you start getting the gods involved, and that can get a little hairy. The other one, speaking of sorcerers, would be the Wishcrafter Sorcerer's Origin. So anybody who wanted to be descended from genies or Ifrits, Marids, Dao, and just get a little bit of that semi-phenomenal, not quite cosmic powers, that might be the one for you.
So I personally am leaning towards Witchcrafter, but we'll probably put a poll up and see what everybody thinks. And yeah, that'll be released on our Patreon first. All right, everybody, get into it, shall we? Our adventure takes place in the continent of Rotom. It is a bold new continent. It is a place of myth and legend. It is a place of great figures of destiny. Our heroes are an adventuring party that serves as support, bodyguards, guides to students of the Magnus Exploratorium, a school dedicated to archaeology and anthropology meant to delve into the mysteries of this bold new world, as Magnus Exploratorium is a arm of the Magnus Arcanum, the largest magical college school in the Republic of the Black Gem, formerly the Empire of Rotom. Recently, the town, which the Magnus Exploratorium is in, Dorian's Dawn, has been put on lockdown because of hijackings, assaults, murders, attacks on a number of the expeditions that have been returning to Dorian's Dawn by a group of lizard folk, seemingly dedicated to the adamantine scale. And so our heroes have been slowly pulling at these threads, uncovering that there is seemingly some sort of plot or conspiracy within the hierarchy of the school. They have also centered their investigation around a dangerous and adventuring party that they sort of tracked to their hideout last week. And they've been working to also figure out how things are being smuggled in and out of the town and who has changed the ledgers. So this is a multi-pronged sort of investigation that they've done a great job digging into. They don't have all the pieces quite yet, but they are well on their way. So, where would you guys like to begin? This is the morning after the fight with the Otyugs, so if you guys, unless you have immediately impressing matters, if you were here last week and there's something that you were like, oh man, I really wish I had done that last week.
So many things, but no.
At the end of last week.
Wow.
I know. Then you guys are the morning after, I believe it's the 9th. Morning of the 9th. 8th? 8th. Okay.
It's the 8th, because the concert was the 7th.
Okay, so morning of the 8th. 8th of Apex. Yes, if you are in town, you can go collect your bug money. That is your standing bounty on bugs. For those of you that do not know, I have a grand aversion to insects. Less of a fear, more of a hatred. And if all of my players have a standing real-world bounty, if you destroy a bug in a place where I have any likelihood of being, you earn in-game gold. So I feel good about that. That's personal. But yes, you can collect your bug money. You guys want to begin your day at the Hourglass Brewery or somewhere else throughout the day? Okay.
This is good.
Okay.
Yeah, one thing that I would probably do early on would be trying to find some maps of the city to match them up with what I was sketching of the, lack of a better term, the sewer system.
Right. Okay. Make me a... Let's just make it an investigation check.
That is a 13.
13. So the primary offices that serve as the city's council, instead of like a town hall, it is sort of a joint hall with the college. The college receives most of the funding for the town, so they rely on that funding to do most of the civic things that are run throughout the town. Right, there are certain things that you do notice that are very much civically run. Things like the ever-burning lanterns that are kept in operating order, street repairs, other sort of small things like that. The documents are kept in a wing of the library. You can gain access to it. They're public records, so it's not terribly hard. One of the things you do run into, though, is that most of those public records are primarily for the modern installations. And Dorian's Dawn is built on top of, because you ran into those sewers last night, built on top of an older infrastructure. So most of the records are just about the Republic of the Black Gems buildings that they have installed and put in the last 10, 12 years, I believe. So yeah, all of that's pretty new. You do see where all of the fountains have been noted. Those seem to be, there are some fountains, there are some drainage notes into the sewers below, but there is no extensive map of those sewers, at least not in these major records. You think that maybe deeper in the library, maybe if you had some help or another day or two, you could find some older, I'm gonna say like Leonardo da Vinci map of Venice style things, right? That somebody like saw and was like, I don't know what that is. Let's pack that away. But at least in the easily accessible stuff, that you just get sort of a normal map of the upper level of the city. But it does sort of help. You do know that the major fountain that the Starsong and his associate that you guys had tracked through the sewers and through the aquifers and aqueducts and underground springs and things like that into the major part of the city was in the Makers District, which is slightly to the southeast of the city. I am going to nope, we're gonna keep that. Let me see if I can bring up the map real quick. Sorry for people that are gonna watch me use the browser here. We're not sponsored by Incarnate. I just like their tool set. So, here we go. do it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, pointer. Or this one. So, in Dorian's Dawn, and most of these rivers and things seem to be a slightly too small to really be noted. There are small streams that flow from Dorian's Dawn down towards Nicobaris. Same thing with rivers that come out of these mountains, the Central Scale Mountains over here. All sort of flows down into the east. There are some rivers in these hills, so if it's not like a major river that takes up like a mile, like it's got to be pretty big. It's just not quite big enough to note on the map, if that makes some sense. So, cool. What else you guys want to do? So Quick is moving around, grabbing food and breakfast. There, he looks pretty tired. Actually, he was up probably pretty late. You guys provided security up until like the end of the concert, and then getting all the drunk people out and away sort of fell to Quick and his staff. So he is slightly grumbly, but he did make a fair amount of money last night. So, yeah, what would you guys like to do?
So, we think we know where Star Song might be in town then, yeah? He's in... Where we went, it emptied out into the Maker's District, right?
Yep.
So we can maybe assume that that's where he's staying or somewhere around there.
Possibly.
We could go look for him, or we could go back down there and take the path we didn't take last night. I don't know what my accent is today, I apologize. And
the one that traveled.
mhm. And maybe see where that one goes.
Now I do. So I was
Yes, Matt?
gonna remind you guys that tonight at midnight you do have a meeting with the Non-Thieves Guild criminal entity that
Right.
is that is
That is
tonight.
probably these guys.
You do suspect, and you suspect with good reason, remembering just sort of the timing of that entity showing up, the timing of these adventurers showing up in the town, as well as the timing that certain adventuring party logs started to have the name of the party omitted and stricken from those records. All of those things coinciding give you perhaps not... it might not get you a search warrant, but it's at least probable cause to,
Okay.
you know, there's too many coincidences for it not to be related in some way.
So we're 90% sure we're gonna run into those guys tonight anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, fuck it. And where are we meeting them, do we know?
They have designated a place. It is actually by one of the fountains. It is not in the Maker's District. It is to the northern end of the town, which is where more of the agricultural markets sort of comes in. And the reason for that is the closest farmsteads are actually to the north of Dorian's Dawn. They are the ones noted. I gotta find a way to kind of highlight stuff here. But
On the map.
yeah, on the map here. Be smaller. Yeah, so So those farms kind of right there are where most of the foodstuffs come into Dorianstone. I know that's not probably like pertinent information, but I really like the world and map building portions.
You're good.
I know you guys are
Thank-
processing a lot of stuff. That's why I'm also kind of vamping for you at the same time. So, like,
Did we want to? We still want to go tell Alvaro about what's going on, correct? Or at least our suspicions?
Yes.
Yeah, probably a good idea to at least fill him in on the little bit that we know. Maybe that might jog some of his memory or put a couple pieces together for him.
Or if worst comes to worst and we don't show back up, he'll know where to start looking.
Also, I've noticed a bit of an issue I have that I don't think many of the rest of you have. I'm gonna need to go searching for like a magical item shop or something, because I need like a drift globe, or I need some goggles to let me see in the dark, because it's getting ridiculous, guys. The sewer was a nightmare. Granted, you almost died, but for me, it was also a nightmare.
It's all right. I was unconscious for most of it. Thank you.
No
By the way,
worries.
thank you sincerely for picking me up, Sirach. That was very kind of you.
Well, I mean, you would do the same for me.
Good.
I feel
will.
like I missed a party.
Oh
It
yeah,
was just-
yeah.
Trash tumble in the sewer. It's a Tuesday night.
Yeah, treasure. Best way that I can put it. You remember a few months back that bar we went to where I called that half orc a hippo by accident? I mean, I was trying to speak his tongue and things just came out kind of weird, and he just kind of came charging in at us and just had like two turk legs sticking out of his mouth. Kind of like that.
Oh. And it just ended with Sarai nearly dying and Srock picking her up. Okay. Let's
See?
go get to a drift grove.
It's just like every other fight we have.
I mean, pretty much at this point.
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
Are you okay, Sarai?
I mean, I feel much better now.
That's a good thing.
You should see the other guy.
Ugh.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. But we still should probably get you something to help you see.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, roll me... One person roll me an investigation check with advantage.
I don't investigate. Hold on. What do I do?
I believe you percept.
I percept. I know that much.
I honestly don't think any of you investigate.
I don't investigate either.
I have a +3 to investigate.
Hey,
Who investigates?
5.
You have a +5 to investigate?
Right.
I'm super smart now.
Good classic.
I have a chess boyfriend.
I like to call him my chess daddy.
No. By the way, on that note, while we're walking, she'll say in Sylvan to Sirach, please don't mention in front of Thosin that I almost died.
And he'll just look at me like,
15
15. Okay.
with
So,
advantage, because I still can't roll.
the magical item trade in town currently is pretty robust. Because all of those all of the adventurers are sort of in town for at the same time. A lot of these teams have money to spend, to barter, to sort of burn in their pocket. A lot of people are trying to upgrade their gear in the anticipation of going on that long expedition, or just with the hope that when business picks back up, that they'll be able to take on bigger jobs, better jobs. So there's no singular like magic item shop, but there are a few trading posts, there are a few brokers, there are some people that, have certain things and don't. And so you guys put the feelers out. It's a little more, it takes a couple of hours in the morning to sort of zone around. And there are okay. So you do find some items. These are the things that are available. To you guys. There is an amulet of proof against detection and location. A elixir of health, an ever-smoking bottle, a moon-touched sword, which can glow. I believe that's what moon-touch does, but you'll have to double-check in Xanathar's, just because I know you're looking for light-specific things.
Moon touched glows 15 feet in dim lighting.
I mean, it's
Or
better
something
than
like
nothing. Yeah. Nolger's marvelous pigments, potion of healing, a potion of mind reading, ring of regeneration, spell scroll, contact other plane, spell scroll, vicious mockery, a unbreakable arrow, and a wand of magic missiles.
Hey, Sarai, ain't this one kind of similar to that little stabby thing that I got you a while back?
Yes, it is. I ended up giving that to Fable. A lot of the magic I do isn't very offensive. It's really just songs and stuff.
Oh, I thought you were gonna stab things with it.
She'll pull out her dagger. I have things to stab.
Well, and to be fair, some kinds of music might be offensive to other people, but hey, a little bit more firepower might not help.
Yeah. How much is the magic missile one? Oh fuck! I just used all of my money. Damn.
So, it's only 300 gold pieces.
Okay.
I'll pitch in for that.
Yeah, I could chip in for that.
Do we have enough in the party fund? We can just cover that.
We probably do. I feel weird getting me stuff out of party funds. That's a Megan problem.
I mean, that's what Sirach was going to buy a drift globe and or goggles of dark vision with, so.
And I'm fine with that for some reason. I'm fine with the money going to everybody else but me. It's a Megan thing. I don't like people paying for me. So
I mean, we can also just pitch in gold.
Yeah, because I could chip in like 50 or so gold, easy.
I only have 165 left.
Well, 50, 50, 50, we could do that.
Yeah.
All of us chip in 50 and then pull 100 from the party gold. That shouldn't be a problem.
Exactly.
Well, if she has 160 and we each give 50, that'll be 300.
150.
We don't need to take from party fund.
Yeah. And I'll still have 10 gold left for a smoothie. Can I please have the wand of magic missile?
Yeah, absolutely. You can
I've
look
never
up.
had magic missile before.
It is
You could probably,
such
make someone lose
fun.
concentration with that.
Probably could.
Like, if they were concentrating on something, they probably wouldn't be afterwards.
Oh, and the other day before Bartapalooza, there was a couple of items. Did we find them or did we buy them? It was like a +1 mall, and a ring of mind shielding. Did we actually?
I don't think you bought those. You guys were searching.
Oh.
Was any of that? I don't believe there was a drift globe or
There
night
wasn't.
goggles.
There wasn't. I was going to ask about the ring of mind shielding.
You
But,
you try to find that seller again, and they don't come. You don't find them.
Oh well, guess I'll just have to have a wand that fucks up people's dreams.
So yeah, you are able to set up the buy for the wand of magic missiles. It is a Warforged that is he's got his like internal wand sheath that he's trying to free up a spot for. So so yeah, he's got somebody else to something else to put together there. Unfortunately.
Hands, because it's out of his. Please continue.
So, Sirach, you can pick up the Moonblade if it interests you. The other thing that you can do is hooded lanterns are a good mundane solution to that problem. A little more of a flashlight. And a hooded lantern, you can pay to get like an armor clip so that it'll sit like on your belt or on your chest. Because I know hands is you need your hands free to shoot with.
Indeed.
So
On to the Hooded Lantern store.
on to the hooded lantern store.
Sir, I require your hoodiest of lanterns.
Would that this lantern were a hooded lantern?
Adventurer, you cannot handle my hooded lantern.
No, lantern seller, please.
All right, fine. You can have a hooded lantern. Yeah, it is just the cost that is in the PHB. Do remember you'll need to buy oil for it individually. And then Thozen, I'm sure can. It's a small armor modification. Be able to hang it. Yeah, it's really nothing, you know.
Cool.
The one danger with that is somebody could target it and set.
Yeah, I fully
fire.
give myself away in position, yes.
No. Well, no, I was gonna say like in melee, if somebody, they could potentially set you on fire if they crack the lantern, if they smash
It's
it.
a good thing that'll never happen.
It's rare.
The moon touch weapon.
Yeah.
What kind of weapon is it? Short sword, long
Short sword.
How much is it?
That is going to be the price of the short sword plus 40 gold.
And it counts as a magical weapon, or it just shines a light?
I believe it just shines a light. I am double checking right now.
Because I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to pitching in for that as well to make sure Sirach has something that doesn't set him on fire.
It just, in darkness, creating light in a 15-foot radius, bright light in 15 feet, dim light in an additional 15.
I'll pick that one up regardless, just to at least have a backup weapon.
Okay. In darkness, the unsheathed blade of this sword sheds moonlight, creating a bright light in 15 feet and dim light in an additional 15. So.
Alvaro's then.
Alvaro it is.
Okay. As you guys are traveling, I get to play with the music today. As you guys are traveling over to the offices of the Magnus Arcanum. Exploratorium, pardon me. You guys make your way into the halls, back around to that weird corner where they huddle together, the teachers' offices behind some lecture halls, and they're all sort of crammed in there like sardines. But it is a decently long hallway. You guys are making your way through the museum of taxidermied monsters and beasts, and as well as monstrosities and all of those sort of creatures. You do find Alvaro returning to his office. Seems like he's coming from a meeting. He actually kind of meets you guys before you turn down that hallway. Sort of looks at you all and gives you a nod, but you read in him the intent of let's wait till we're in my office before we say anything. So you follow him down in there. For anyone that has not been inside Alvaro's office before, it is small. It does have a window that catches sunlight in the late afternoon, which is very nice for him. It has a large desk that sort of wraps around the walls, and behind him a bookshelf, like riser, sort of armoire, with at the very top a three-tiered weapon holder, very similar to a perhaps a Japanese daisho holder, if that makes sense for people. A short sword, a long sword, and then a large halberd, glaive on the top tier. It looks actually slightly too big for the stand that it's been put on, and you imagine those of you that are very skilled, Treasure specifically, and Sirach, those of you that know all martial weapons essentially, you'd be like, that's not the right stand for that weapon, but it seems to be making it work. For anybody that does not remember, that is, you guys would know. I'm sure the rest of your team would tell you. That is Glory Maker. That is one of the arms of the Fated, and was well, you can read the fiction because I wrote one. It's nice. He'll sit down behind the desk. He has a Indiana Jones / Joy Behart satchel of documents that he's setting down and kind of going through things. Yeah. I hope you have a wait, the Southern Isles. Pardon me. I need to find this voice, but I need it to be here.
That was it.
There it is. Yes. Because he is from
the
the
Southern Isles.
He is from the Southern Isles, which
Yep.
are actually north of a fair number of places, which was one of my favorite oddities. But yes, this is Alvaro. I hope that you all have brought me some good news. The pressures of both student body and school faculty to reopen the city and is it is not something that I cannot endure, but it is a nuisance nonetheless.
Well, we do have some news. I'm not gonna make the promise that it might be good.
All right. What do you have for me?
Well, we're about 90% sure that we know who's been tampering with the ledgers and everyone's memories.
Oh,
And we've already procured a meeting with them this evening.
that is good. Who is this that you have narrowed down your suspect to be?
The only name that we have, right? It's just the bard's name. We don't have the rest of them. And I have a question. I may have asked this, and I apologize. Is it L period Star Song or L Star Song?
L period.
Okay.
Star Song.
Right. His name is Star Song. He's an elven looking bard fella.
Alro sort of you watch him search his memories.
I could be there.
Yeah. He's I apologize. I do not seem to recall this.
Don't worry about it. We heard him play last night. He's wholly unremarkable.
Well, that is
Yes.
good to know.
But he travels. He travels well partnered, as it were. Sort of like I do.
Nice.
I'm hoping it's because he's equally as squishy, in which case we'll have him down in 3 hits. Right, but we're meeting him, we're pretty sure, at midnight tonight. At one of the fountains.
Why the fountains?
We're unsure of what necessarily he's planning on moving, but I think he's trying to move something via the waterways under the city.
So you suspect that these villains, for lack of a more specific term, are moving what beneath the city?
Unsure at this point.
But you suspect that it came from the attacks that...
It's the only thing that adds up, and correct me if I'm wrong, them showing up, plus the ledgers being tampered, plus some other things, are all happening at the same time. If they aren't causing it, they are certainly involved.
No, that is... No, you make a good point. I do not doubt their involvement. I would just... We must tread carefully. You see, it is my fear that should we spook these villains, that whoever is employing or organizing them will go to ground to cut ties or obscure their involvement. If they have been able to, if they've already tampered with the ledgers, as it were, then they have already begun that process of attempting to cover themselves.
Right, but now they find themselves in the very unfortunate position of needing outside help. And we may not look it, Professor, but we all can actually be quite charming and low-key persuasive when we need to be.
I'm just going to slowly turn my head towards Sarai and just...
I actually think this is the perfect group to go and have sort of a first meeting with them.
All right. Well, this is good. I hope that you can update me as soon as possible. Is there something that I can do to assist you all or provide you with important
Actually,
support?
yes, there is. I don't suppose that you might have in your possession, or perhaps there's one that we can sign out as equipment, a drift globe?
A drift globe. Give me a moment. Roll me a percentile.
Maybe night vision goggles, specifically
Or night
based
vision
on bird face.
Yeah, goggles would have been better. Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Uh, 58.
Okay. Um. Yeah, hold on a moment. He'll go, and you see him sort of open up a book, a magical book that sort of helps him organize some things, and he flips through some pages, and he looks over what seem to be requisition forms for equipment that he signed off on for some recent adventures. And since all the adventures are back, the equipment should be back. So he does. He says, "Well, yes, I, as a matter of fact, I do have the potential for either a drift globe or a set of goggles. It would have to be a temporary sojourn, so I would need to put them down for perhaps, what do you say, 2 weeks, a month, something like this."
A month would be wonderful if we could.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah. Take this, and he fills out the form, and scratch and tears it off and gives it to you. You know where the quartermaster is, so you should be able to
The
get
woman?
this filled. Yes.
Colette.
Yeah, yes. That's me trying to remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Professor. Is there anything else you think? She'll look around. You think we might be needing help with? Like I said, midnight tonight at the fountain. If we don't touch base with you at least tomorrow morning, maybe send someone.
Make an intelligence check.
I don't like that. I want to say that.
And Kalroth, you as well, please.
Oh, cack. It's just Nate.
Okay.
That is a 15.
Okay. A reminder for you guys: when you set up this meeting with Quick, through Quick, and the who you didn't know who you were meeting with at the time, you were told to be prepared to leave. That you would essentially be put on the job immediately. I want to remind you of that for you guys. So if you just, I want you to factor that into your planning. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably maybe a month might be a safer bet there, just in case.
Do we want to see if we could get one of those scrolls that let us write to people, and we could have Alvaro on the other side?
Now that you mention it, excuse me, Mr. Alvaro.
Yes.
Those requisition forms of yours, are those done with all adventuring parties, same as the ledges?
It is handled by the colleges individually. So these are the ones I keep. I am somewhat meticulous in my bookkeeping, but the colleges would do them individually because it is the college. It is how the school manages the budgets for each of the departments.
So it's safe to say that these requisition forms, it would also be in the ledgers.
No, the ledgers are their own separate. The ledgers are required by the school, by the college as a whole. The individual schools do their keep their inventory or keep their requisition forms. The quartermaster should have inventory.
Yeah, because with my train of thoughts going, since there's been information missing out of the ledgers about some particular adventuring group, maybe we can find out I mean, if we know which invention groups are still listed in the ledges, we pull them out of those requisition forms, and whatever's left might be the missing group.
I believe it. So, I believe it is sometimes it is adventuring groups like you guys that file requisition forms. A lot of times, though, it is also the students that are planning the expeditions that will request the gear that they know they're going to need. And then the adventurers are expected to provide their own, essentially. Because you guys aren't signing out like individual swords or arrows. It's usually like specialty equipment, like when you guys were trying to get the underwater breathing potions for the Halcyon Rain. You didn't know it was Halcyon Rain at the time. So a lot of times, students that are running expeditions are the ones filing those requisition forms. You could still check them. Doesn't mean that it is a complete dead end, but I don't want to mislead you or give you false hope that those have more information than they.
I mean, the best we could find is hopefully try to find somewhere where these guys missed a step. We find a name here that isn't there, and we can go talk to that person, and maybe that person hasn't had their memory fully erased, or they remember something.
Mm-hmm.
But we also only have a few hours before we have to start getting ready for tonight.
Yep. But as far as a ledger goes, he can give you a ledger. Yeah. He'll acquire one quietly and provide it for you, so hopefully you'll be able to communicate with him and him exclusively.
All right, so Alvaro, what we're going to need is a code word so we know it's you on the other side of the ledger, and so that you know it's us.
Okay, this is very
We have a
important.
word.
What is your word? What?
Acme.
Acme.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna go with Bumblefuck, but okay.
We don't need to be crass.
I mean, it's going to be in the ledger. You'd be able to read that later.
Absurdus is exitum.
Ah, so not like the grocery store. Understood.
That's our word.
Okay.
We're ridiculous.
All right. You will find a way to work Acme or an acrostic of Acme into the letter, I suppose.
As will we.
Good. That's a fun mini game I'm gonna have to bash my head in for.
Oh, I'm so excited for that one. Okay.
You're welcome, everybody. Except Cody. Sorry.
Thanks. Thank you. Okay. Alvaro does. He gets you set up with that. What would you guys like to do? What else?
Before we leave for a while, would you mind if I tried to finish the chess game?
I don't see why not. I mean, we don't have to be there till midnight.
Right. And honestly, he's going to win in a minute anyway.
Do you want me to go with you? Maybe rustle Wyatt's feathers a little bit?
Very much so. We don't have to rustle him though.
Okay.
What? I'm not sure I like this whole rustling feathers talk in general. Maybe find another way. I'm just...
You're very right, Sirach. I'm so sorry. That was quite thoughtless.
Sorry, Rock. We won't rustle yours. Don't worry. It's a nice preening. She's just gonna pet Sirach's feathers.
Well, I'm pretty sure Wyatt's not gonna want to be seeing my face around. I might be a little more trouble than he'll be expecting.
What did you do?
Well, it's not my fault that he hit on me.
That's right. He touched your butt.
Tried to. I tried to knock his hand away, but he said that he was knocking my hand away. It was this whole big old mess. I mean, he's a little too young for me.
I missed a lot, didn't I?
He's also just Wyatt. I mean, I don't think age is going to make that wine better. You know what I mean?
Well, considering I'm more of like a whiskey than a wine, but
Yeah.
Ah.
How about we go, Saride?
You guys go. You do collect. Wyatt.
Wyatt.
You make your way towards the room. Wyatt is walking with you guys. The set underneath his arm. You enter the room, begin to set up the pieces. It does replace everything in a quick and magical sort of Jumanji-like style. So, I believe it was. Let's roll. Intelligence-based dragon chess. So you're proficient. So you get to add your proficiency to it. So let's go ahead and we'll do them one at a time. But give me the first one, please. Natural 20.
For 25.
For 25. Okay. That's a good,
Yeah.
That's a very good start. Okay. Roll me another one. A total of 7. Okay. All right. So that one is a failure. And
The first one, and then that's okay.
and a third check, please.
$18.
18. Okay. The game is entering its. We're through two-thirds of it now. There's about a third of the game left. You are slowly losing ground. However, you do still have the chance to win. So you have lost a couple of key pieces, but you have taken equal pieces of his with every move. You are in a good position, but he has a strong defense up right now. So the game. He seems to reach a he'll give you the signal of pausing here, and Wyatt sort of watches, and on his way out, you hear Wyatt make a comment of what is it? He makes a comment about the Amwaxan defense.
Amwaxan?
Amwaxan. Amwaxan.
Amwaxan.
Yeah.
Can I make a what the hell check?
Yeah, make a history check.
Okay.
Can I? Or
Sure, you can make a history check. Yeah. We know that
That
treasure.
is not something I knew.
Okay, I was about to say we know treasure is oddly knowledgeable when it comes to history. There are just some things that pop into her gold brain.
18.
I got a 7. That is not one of them.
Okay, so the
Drop a shine, treasure. Chess is my forte.
so the Amwaxan defense is a famous, although fallen out of favor, defensive style of Dragon's Chess that was actually more effective in the days that predate the Albrechtian Republic. You know that the pieces of Dragon Chess evolve about every 100 years or so. There is a shift, either sometimes in style, sometimes in like game mode, quote unquote, or piece movement, right? Some centuries it is in far greater fashion to run a more shogi style game where the pieces you capture you can deploy onto your side of the field. And in that type of game, the Amwaxan defense was exceedingly effective because it essentially, it lost pieces early to fill the enemy side of the board, and then sort of created a central divot for them to reclaim and redeploy. So it was the ultimate counter attack, and it was a trap, essentially. It is it is far less effective when he does not reacquire the pieces to redeploy them.
So is he doing that defense?
Wyatt seems to be indicating that while he can't do a true Amwaxan defense,
right,
he is doing it. His board positioning, now that you think about it, seems to indicate that he knows and enjoys, or that is a preferred style of play among him, for him.
Which also might be an indicator of how old he is.
Yes.
So he predates the Empire?
Pre-Albrechtian Republic, which would be
70 years ago.
Oh, no. Albrechtian Republic. So 1400 years.
So not last campaign.
Not last campaign, unfortunately.
Not last campaign. Okay.
No.
So it's not Loravas. All right.
It is not Loravas, no.
We were all hoping it, be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. And before we leave, she'll offer her hand to Wyatt.
And he will take it in the most obligatory fashion.
I hope that you have a wonderful day, Master Wyatt. And thank you so much for obliging me.
I intend to. Be well. And
Ciao.
he does not acknowledge Chow, unfortunately.
What tribe?
Exactly. Gentlemen, what are you guys up to while chess is happening?
Training montage.
Training montage.
Oh, all
We
right.
have so many mountains that counts as waterfall.
Roll me an attack roll and a performance check. Let's see how these go this time.
Oh, again? How could you?
How could I not? It went so well last time. All right.
I held my composure.
Mm-hmm.
My attack roll was 26,
Okay.
and my performance was 17.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, 17 and an 18 on the dice. I was like, all right.
Yeah, a super impressive attack, super impressive and super impressive pre-attack bird hop roll into a shooting position. I like to think of it as like one of those moments in the very beginning, the very first episode of Arrow, where he's like running through the woods shooting at stuff. So, Talroth, how did you do?
Well, the attack roll was a total 19.
Okay.
On the performance, I rolled a 4, so it's a 3.
Okay. So, not as fast, not quite as smooth as Sirach's running shooting, but you are hitting the targets. So that is, as to the actual effectiveness of the shooting, you are succeeding at that. No offensive chicken dances in this one, unfortunately.
As we get deeper into the forest, I
Mhm.
want to stop at a clearing.
Okay. Yeah, you can do so. Absolutely.
I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to motion for Talroth to sit across from me.
All right. I'm not sure what happened with that last step. I mean, maybe I need some claws on my feet or something, but
All I know is that the arrow went in the right place, and that is kind of an important part for shooting bows. But there's something else I wanted to at least give you an introduction to today. And it seemed you seemed really focused last time when I healed Talroth. And so, not Tower, you're Talroth. What I mean to say is you seemed interested in how we used magic.
well, I mean, I know I don't really have much of a mind for magic myself. I mean, I've tried little small things here and there growing up, but that was kind of par for the course with the way my dad raised me. I mean, my
But
older
like
brother.
stuffing books and reading how to do things.
Yeah.
That's
pretty much.
great. Forget all of that.
Oh, thank the gods.
See, unlike so there are the wizards and they do their book learning, and they're like people like Saride who kind of bid the weave of magic to do what they would like it to do by their fantastic voice. Rangers, we just kind of we rely on nature, Mother Nature, for whatever it is we want to do. And so it's not so much you have to learn the correct incantation. You have to learn the proper hand motions. It's more the belief in nature itself. And it allows me to do things like heal or even things like this. And at that moment, I'm going to Misty Step and appear behind him, still seated.
Okay.
What in the shit? Oh, that was nice. I'll just kind of turn around.
But it all comes from that belief in the power of nature, not necessarily hug a tree, make sure no one steps on the grass sort of nature, but an understanding that in the entire world, in all of us, we are animals. And we are all connected in a grand circle of life. Now, it's that nature permeates everything. Even in the cities, there is nature. And it's that power that we believe in.
All right, that definitely makes a lot of sense. Ooh. Yeah, because I know, man, like I said, I've been able to do like a small thing here and there growing up, but I was always a little more favored of sneaking around, just kind of running between the trees. I mean, a lot of the stuff my older brother taught me, he was a little more into the heavy magics, but he was a little creepy. So
I mean, I can even help people get sneakier. And And at that point, I will then cast Pass Without a Trace. And try to...
I am going to remind Eric.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. We have that thing tonight.
And you can only take one long rest per 24 hours.
That's right. I forgot it was tonight. So yeah, I'm just going to stick with Misty Step.
Sounds good.
And just tell him I can make things sneakier.
Yeah, I am all ears and just asking questions. Just, well, smart for Talroth questions.
Sure. Yeah.
And with that, I'm answering. Smart for Sirach answers.
Insightful questions met with effective, authentic answers. It's a good moment between them. To be sure. With nothing else on your plates, you finish your training. You rest as best you can. You guys gather up your equipment and begin to make your way to the appointed location at the appointed hour. As you walk through the streets at night, you can you recognize that there is an unsettling sort of air to the evening. The wind whistles just a little more, and your footsteps ring against the cobblestones. Sort of click. As you guys make your way into the northern agricultural area of the town, you come within eyesight of a lit square that seems to only have a singular ever-burning lantern currently functioning. And you've seen this square before. You know that there are lampposts for at least 6, maybe 8 posts here. And just beyond the edge of the light that it casts, you see a figure standing, waiting, short and yet very broad. It's an imposing shadow, to say the least. And you suspect, given the hour, the location, and the nature of this figure, this is who you're here to meet with. You guys are about 120 feet away. What would you like to do as you walk up? Yes, the rock.
This figure, does it bear resemblance to any of the figures I saw with Star Song when I was fawning over him?
It does, because you got a closer look at them. It does bear resemblance to the shorter dwarven woman, though it is the picture of the person with the hammer.
Yes.
So the very first one in that set that I uploaded.
With that, I'm going to turn to everyone and be like, this person was with Star Song. They're part of the group.
Right.
Did Quick give us any sort of like phrase or anything to kind of identify ourselves to them?
The note was the passkey.
Okay.
Good thing we brought... I left it. Oh, no.
That's all right, Sirach. I got out of your room. Don't worry.
Ah, wonderful.
All right.
And so I'll just start walking just a little bit ahead of everyone else.
Okay.
Not like directly towards the dwarf, but kind of just walk in that direction. Just try to make eye contact with them and kind of hold the note up in front of me.
When you're close enough to the, you don't have to get in the light at all, but she does. You sort of meet her gaze, and she recognizes the letter in your hand, and she begins to shift and start to move back to the edge of one of the blacksmith shops. One of the. It's locked right now, but it sort of is like a covered garage stall where produce vendors will come and set up. So it's kind of on the edge of what is a market, kind of like a farmer's market, you suppose. So she kind of slips back around the corner of that.
I'll just kind of glance back to everybody and just kind of motion with my head, and then start making my way in.
Okay. As you guys make your way around around the corner, she's gonna take a moment and look over each of you. Well, it'll look as though you do. Come on then. And she's going to lead you round to the edge. There is a series of stones that she bends down and begins to pry up. They come up sort of in a plate. You looking at it, you guys are. It would take a dwarf to find that in the stone cunning. It would take a dwarf. There's very little chance anyone else is gonna be able to spot the difference and find the seams and be able to open. So she'll pull it off and over to the side. You realize as she struggles with the stones a bit, she's not the strongest dwarf.
I would like to inspire her.
Okay, how would you like to do that?
Start singing the elven version of Push It by Salt and Pepper.
Okay. Down we survive. But I don't know. I'm trying to make up Elvish words.
I do, but I'm not doing them here.
Yeah, it came out more like Korean. It's okay. I mean, beautiful language, all of them. So.
Yes.
Yeah, she'll sort of look at you and accept it, and it does help her. She gestures for you guys to go first so that she can put the stones back. Who's going down first?
I'll go down first.
Okay.
I can go as well, because I mean, if something's gonna hit, it may as well hit me.
Okay. Talroth, you go down first, then Treasure. Who's third? Okay. And last is Sirach. Sirach, she waits for you to get about halfway down the ladder, and then she comes, steps onto the ladder. Doesn't seem to be terribly aggressive or any sort of menacing. Talroth, when you make it to the bottom first, go ahead and make me a perception check. Treasure, you can as well, since you guys are the first two.
That's an 8.
Okay.
That's a 4.
Okay. There is nobody in the immediate vicinity when you guys make it down here. You do see that there is some light, not in this tunnel, but at the end of the tunnel, it'll sort of turn to the right, and there is some light sort of reflecting off of the damp walls down here beneath the city proper. You can see that there is some light up ahead. When she gets down to the bottom, she'll sort of push her way past you all, and seemingly annoyed, surprised, whatever, that you didn't just keep moving. She's like, all right, come on. And she leads you down around the corner. The tunnels begin to weave. And as you guys get closer, you can hear a few things. You can hear sort of the heavy creaking of timbers. Sort of sounds like people. It reminds you of the sounds of a dock, of people loading things onto boats. And as you come, there is a large, wider portion of the underground aquifer, of this river cistern system that weaves throughout the undercity of Dorian's Dawn. It is about 25 feet across, and you can see that there are small-ish rowboats. We'll go ahead and say like 35 feet across, just in case. Picture, if you can, boats the size, but without the seats, of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Okay? Decent size. You know, you can fit, there's sort of a front, like, seat that you can sit either direction in, the back seat where the rudder is, and there are posts for oars to be put in them, but the central portion seems to be reserved primarily for cargo. And there is a fair amount of cargo that is being loaded onto these boats. And you see there are 6 of them. Each boat has they're lashed together 2 by 2, front to back. And she begins to make her way over. The people that are loading the boats seem to be, well, they seem to be either unsavory sort of brigands or homeless people. It's a mix. The crates have
So
no...
what you're saying is we stick out.
You do. To be fair, though, so does she. If you look at her clothing, it is fairly fine, and she is wearing plate mail. So she has heavy armor on. She has a heavy weapon. Other than the coloration, it's more of a blue and black rather than the white, red, and gold coloration that is pictured there. So darker colors, and her armor is sort of a muted steel color rather than that sort of shimmery gold. Although the emblem on it does seem to be goldish in its design. You guys do stick out. You recognize that some of the brigands have scimitars, cutlasses, swords, mostly curved, that are on them. Not many of them are in good repair, but they are there. She begins inspecting the boats and the cargo. You guys have a moment. What would you like to do?
All right, who's gonna hit on her?
She's a little bit outside of my standards, so I'll leave that one to you.
What? Why?
We want information, don't we?
Do you think that's the only way you can get things from people, Sirach? Oh.
No.
I'm gonna kind of just look around and just see if I spot anybody that we recognize from the night before, like Star Song or any of the other people he was with.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't. You look around. They are not here. At least not at the moment. You do see. If you guys are just gonna wait and hang out, she'll look at you guys, and after a moment, she kind of tilts her head up and looks back. Right. So, you in this one, you in that one, you in this one, you in that one. Now, I hope you've all been able to. Well, I hope you can row, or at the very least, not crash. And she starts to move towards one of the other hallways. And stepping out from around the corner is the gnomish fellow, the scruffy gnome that you all met at the Battle of the Bards last night. And she and him share a couple of words, and then on her way back, we'll go ahead and let you guys know that Otto here is going to be taking the point, so you'll be following him, and I'll be bringing up the rear. Don't lose
Can you say his name one more time? I'm sorry.
Otto.
Otto?
Ottle. Otto.
Yeah, that's Otto.
Mm-hmm.
Do we by any chance know what we're moving? It's just easier to control a boat if we know how the cargo is going to shift as it's moved.
It's heavy, it's solid, and you don't drop it.
Understood.
So, have you all packed your rations?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Right, well.
Did we?
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
Yeah, have a silver a day of travel. It's not. You guys absolutely can.
Sirach, you are our rations.
Ha ha! Ha ha ha! They didn't tell you that, did they?
That's why you've been feeding me so much.
Yes,
That's
that
why
was.
Treasure knows so many fire spells.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. My middle name is Chess.
Okay. She'll. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. We didn't quite catch your name.
Horn.
Orn. It's a beautiful name. It's very strong. I don't mean to be a problem, but I am not terribly strong. I'm gifted in other ways. Perhaps I could stay with one of my fellows?
Well, that's why
Make sure that...
That's why I've got you on the boat, lashed to hers, and she points to Treasure.
Oh. Thank you.
And so they'll sort of, they seem to be not terribly interested in you, who you are. They know you're here to do a job, and you get the feeling make insight checks. Let's do that, please.
Nine.
17 for me.
Okay.
15.
5.
Okay. 17 and 15. You guys actually can kind of piece a couple things together. One, they they're confident. They don't feel threatened. You guys will be paid to do a job. The less they know about you, the less you know about them, the better.
That's fair.
And that's kind of all they care about. They care about each other, and the way that they position themselves is to definitely like have you sandwiched between them. So
Well, I don't think the paper said anything, but how long are we going to be on these boats for?
little gnome fellow sort of comes up, and as he's walking by, you watch him putting what are smaller crates, but you can hear the jingle of bottles in them, in each one, and he sets each of them pretty much near where you would be sitting. Well, that really depends on the river, doesn't it? But you have to understand that if we get a good flow and maybe a little bit of rain, we could be there in, I don't know, 5 days. If the water runs slow, it's going to be closer to 8, but it's still faster than horseback. So it'd be about twice as long hiking your way back, depending on the road that you take. But that's totally up to you. Nice thing is the rivers are a little closer to as the crow flies. So between here
And you said where was that we were going? What did you say?
I didn't, but we get
Oh,
on.
my bad.
We get underway, and you'll figure it out pretty soon.
Cool.
Now, be careful with these. You don't want to jingle them too much. If any of them breaks, well, you're sunk. If you sink the boat, you don't get paid. If you sink the boat, we don't fish you out. So, there you go.
So they're not extra rations.
No, they're not. You see, what these are is, well, that's a surprise for after we get underway.
Excited.
All right, you guys ready to get going? Good.
Yep.
Let's get going.
Okay. Here we go. And he'll call over the rest of the brigands and the homeless people. And here is your payment. 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 And he is going to give it to each of them. And you hear the coins clink and jingle into their hands. Some of them will bite it, some of them will check it, and they all seem very satisfied that they are, at the very least, gold. Actually, those of you guys have high enough passive perceptions. You can tell that there are some what seem to be platinum coins in and among them, and you guys will get into the boats and begin. You'll push off as you've been unmoored, and begin to ride the river down the way. I would like all of you to make perception checks, though.
Finally, a decent roll tonight.
18.
17.
19.
Nat 20 for 25.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
We're on alert, motherfucker.
Nice. You would have heard the later part pretty much no matter what. But what you hear first is what all of you succeeded in your check for. Over the gentle gurgle of the river, as your boats begin to sort of slosh down the pathway. You hear a sizzle, sort of a zzz, and then sort of this popping noise. And then you begin to hear the frantic rumblings of people behind you. Some of them running towards you, some of them patting themselves. Then the screams and the cries begin. The boats are faster than the people can move. But as you guys look back to see what's happening, or try to piece together what's going on, you realize that whatever coins or whatever Mr. Ottle gave them was coated in some form of caustic material. That everyone that just loaded those boats is currently being acided to death.
Melting.
Melting.
They're melting.
They're melting. And as they leap into the water, with the water activates it further,
Never
and
do that.
and they begin to scream in earnest. You see the maniacal grin of this little man looking back, standing on the back of his ship, to witness his handiwork.
How close am I to him?
So the order of the boats is Ottle. Ottle is lashed to Sirach, then Saride and Treasure, and then Tauroth and Horn. So Tauroth, you are lashed to Horn. Sirach, you are lashed to Ottle.
I'm gonna, after hearing this and realizing what's happening, I'm gonna turn back to Otto and just be like, I hope our payment is a little bit less. Hope it doesn't burn a hole in my pocket.
I like you. That's funny. That's very funny. But that's also sort of the reason that you want to make sure me and my friend make it there alive, because if you don't, well, let's just say I wouldn't wash my hands until I gave you the said so. As a matter of fact, here you go. Your first payment. And he tosses you a small bag. The bag doesn't jingle, and after you catch it and you can sort of look over it, there are coins that are basically little hotel soaps. And when you open it and you touch it, Sirach, you feel a cooling sensation on your hand. And you realize that as you've sat in the boat and grabbed the oars, some sort of caustic agent has already been applied to your clothes. Now that should neutralize it for a couple of hours at least, and every couple of hours, I'll give you some more. And then when we make it there, you'll get a whole lot more, and you get your money, and as long as you never come back to Dorian's Dawn, you'll be fine. Sounds good, right? Yeah, there you go, kid.
Wonderful. Should I pass this down?
Well, only if you like your friends and don't want them to burn to death. Yeah, I suppose you could.
Taroth, don't look at the bag. Toss.
Yeah, well, all that's
Everyone
going
apply
on.
this to yourselves.
Yeah, well, all that's going on. Start hearing the screams, kind of looking back. I'll just kind of look back to Auron, was it?
Horn.
Horn, thank you.
Yep, just
Just kind of look back and just...
Horn. She does not look back. She does not seem to be nearly the sadist that Ottle does. But she'll nod and then sort of shrug and then push the boat to make sure that they don't, you're both sort of steering together.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to help steer and everything, but
Mhm.
just casually starting conversation, just small talk.
Sure.
Just trying to kind of get a feel for her and be like,
Mhm.
you don't much appreciate how your buddy there does business, do you?
I'll be honest, I think it's wasteful. I think killing every group that loads up a boat or two is a real pain in the arse for getting more people to load up boats. I figure you keep the ones around long enough, and then you dispose of them all at the end, but I'm told it's more secure this way, so that's what we'll be doing.
Well, it definitely makes sense if you want to keep things nice and secret at all times.
That is what our employer pays for.
Well, if the money's good, I ain't going to complain. The only thing I'll kind of be hoping for is not to end up like them.
Well, I would promise you, but what would that be worth?
Yeah, it's a fair point.
Best option you have, get us there. So, I would like all of you, you have a choice between a strength or dexterity boating check or sea vehicle check. Don't know if any of you are proficient in sea vehicles. Hey, are you?
Nope.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, in Tauroth's dreams, when he was younger, he was.
Aw, that's nice.
Also, don't think I overlooked the fact that you said Tauroth has a brother who's good at spells.
Yeah.
So would
Sorry,
it be?
Yeah, you think, yeah, no.
Would it be an athletics check, a strength saving throw? What would you want?
Just a flat strength or dexterity
Flat.
check if you do not have boating skills.
Got it.
That'll be a 15 for Dex for Sirach.
15, perfect.
That's going to be a 17.
Cool.
I forgot to roll.
Please, I was.
Using Dex, that's 12.
Okay. Right. A 4. Okay.
I'm gonna die on this boat.
No.
I'll never find my cute little body.
So, Ride, make me a dex saving throw.
Okay, that's not terrible. 14.
Yeah, you do. You save. So you're trying to steer the boat. It's
Good.
Yeah, it's not going great. Treasure's doing real good in front of you, but much the way like a trailer is like fishtailing behind the lead boat, it sort of is sloshing and pulling things together.
You driving the box truck.
Yeah. So at one point you sort of you kind of overcorrect, or like you leave the rudder alone and it'll wobble, and you catch the bottles that Otto has put in all of your things, and then just in that instant, the crate, one of the crates that is stacked up on yours are actually smaller crates, begins to tumble. Now, I'm going to give you a choice. You have rolled high enough to catch the box, but it has occurred to you before this that if the box breaks, you might be able to see what is in it, although you may also get in trouble with the crazy gnome and his passive dwarven friend.
She spent an entire week getting tied up whipped and plowed. She has no problem with whatever this little bastard has. She's gonna let it break.
Okay. Roll me a percentile.
Yeah. So I actually got my acrylic dice out to roll too.
Okay.
Rolling with my metal dice exclusively, being home,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't feel like dice. It feels so weird.
You're like, well, what is this? Oh.
What? It doesn't make any noise. 93?
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Started acid play last night, so yeah.
I would like you to roll me a religion check with advantage.
Okay. 16?
16. Okay. The crate falls, and to your luck, it cracks in a way where the wood splinters on the corner, although what is inside doesn't seem to break or move. It cracks just, and you pick it back up, and as you do, you can see that there is about a baseball-sized sort of opening in there. And you kind of look in. You're being very nonchalant, attempting to not draw attention to the fact. From the back, the dwarf, you're like right in the middle. The dwarf will sort of, lady, what was that? Everything all right?
What?
Is everything fine?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm fine.
Yeah, sorry, Horn. I mean, she's a little bit on the clumsy side. I mean,
All right.
I made a promise to her boyfriend to bring her along, just make sure to keep her out of trouble, but...
It's fine. It's not hard work. We just have to make sure that we make it there. So, goods will be inspected thoroughly. Trust me. Anyway. All right. As you look inside, there is a statue, a figurine. It seems to be a religious statue, and you recognize it as the Cat Lord.
Does it look like Stitch?
It does not. It does not look
Okay.
like Stitch.
It's one theory crossed off. Okay.
I mean, it looks like Stitch in that it is a bipedal cat? Statue.
That's fair.
Doesn't seem to be a snow leopard. It's sort of doing the bean paws, right? I guess, yeah, that. But in bean paw form, I guess.
Oh, this is a superior religion. What can I say, man?
So yeah, you do recognize it as a religious artifact, but very specifically of a religion that is here from Lickdrocht.
Okay.
The night stretches on, and you guys begin to Otto and Horn will explain to you how you're going to sleep in shifts, in 4-hour shifts, so that it'll be one will be up for 4 hours, the other will be up for 4 hours. So there's always somebody on a boat, sort of running things. There's always one of them awake. It also prevents you from ever really getting a full long rest. Not that any of you rely on spell slots terribly heavy. I know you do, but oh right, Saride. Yeah. But it is, you get the feeling it's also one of the security measures that they take in order to keep you guys tired, keep you off balance, keep you from being able to fully coordinate with each other. They are not fearful, but they are meticulous in their caution, if that makes sense. But I know you guys have message, and I know you have some ways to communicate. You get through the first night, and you are into the day. You have ridden the river, a larger river, out of Dorian's Dawn, and you are tracking the rivers. I would like you guys to make nature checks or survival checks. Survival is probably better, but I'll take nature. And I'm going to give Sirach. I'm going to give you advantage. You advantage, and Talroth, I'll give you advantage because you're from this continent.
11.
21.
26.
Okay. Easily, those of you with the 20s and above, you piece together where you're going. If you stay on the river, which is what has seemed to be indicated to you, you guys will be reaching Nicobaris within 5 to 6 days. You guys know that Nicobaris was one of the major ports for the Republic of the Black Gem during the war, during the March of Glaves. It was one of the first places that was established here, and is one of the few places that is almost wholly gemmers. That has a very small population of, not small population of locals, but it was built by the Black Gem, for the war purposes. It has opened its doors to everyone, but that is what it is. What would you guys like to do?
Can I in any way discern what's in the bottles under my butt?
So that is actually not something you need to worry about. With every 4-hour shift, you guys thereabouts, Otto, it will mix up an elixir, and he will pass them out with the soaps for you to neutralize a different bottle in the rack.
So bottles are set to go off at a specific time frame.
Yes. And he only mixes the solution right before he hands it out.
Ten four. So we know what the bottles are.
Yes.
I'm mostly just gonna make occasional small talk. So I'm not trying to pry for information.
Okay.
Just making comments, like slightly sarcastic, just to kind of get a gauge of them. But I'm mostly just keeping an eye on Otto's reactions and mannerisms and stuff, just to kind of see what he's like.
Sure. Make me I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Talroth, make me a charisma-based investigation check.
Fuck.
Uh-oh.
I had also wanted to make small talk and stuff as well.
Okay. Well, one of you can do it at advantage, if you would prefer.
Treasure, please, treasure.
And when I see her doing this, I'll start humming because I'm not touching my loot. But
okay. Yeah, sounds good.
So you get a D6. I believe.
So that's going to be, if I get that D6, it's going to be 17 plus 2, 19 plus 4.
23.
Yeah.
Okay. Treasure, you do a very good job, and I'm going to kind of montage this because it is so many days of travel, and I don't necessarily want you guys to have to like go hour by hour through it. But I would like all of you to make insight checks as you're attempting to read both of them as Treasure leads the chit-chat, so to speak. So, Rock, you are very focused on being basted and burnt alive.
13?
Okay.
14.
Okay.
23, because I also figured this is something that Treasure and I might have done before in the past.
Sure. That's cool. I like that. I like that storytelling. Treasure, you're able to kind of get them chatting about different small things. A few small slip-ups that you do gather is the gnome's name is Weird Bottle. That's his
Weird Bottle?
Weird Bottle. That's his actual last name. It got shortened to Bottle, and with her terrible accent, just comes out as Ottle. Right?
Okay, so his full name is an Otto Weird Bottle.
No. I wish it. Oh, now it is. Fuck it.
Now.
Now it is. Now it is Otto
Here's
Weird
mine. Well,
Bottle.
that's Otto Weird Bottle.
Yeah, that is the.
Much longer. His name could be Jim. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's his name. His name is Otto Weird Bottle because that is the gnomiest name I have ever gnomed. Okay? The gnomiest of names. So yeah, you find out his name is Otto Weird Bottle. Of the New Hampshire Weird Bottles.
Thank you. Any Bunkport weird bottles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So his name is Weird Bottle. Her actual name does seem to be Horn. You get the feeling she just tolerates him. She's not exactly a Weird Bottle fan. And you pick up a couple of things. Oh, make me a religion check.
I do?
Not you, because you are from Jalen or Sai. None of you are from the you do, actually, because you're the only one that would have passed through the Republic, and we'll put it at disadvantage.
Okay. Actually, that was still pretty good. It was a 15.
You recognize the emblem, although you don't recognize the name of the god. She follows. It seems to be two deity symbols put together. One in silver, one in cobalt, sort of blue. Or excuse me, gold and cobalt blue. It seems that she, the dwarf lady, has Horn. Worships black gem deities, one of which is, for our purposes, Miravina, the mistress of the cities and intelligence. Yeah. The other one, and it seems to be it's either wealth or lies or schemes, secrets, something like that. You're not 100% where the overlap between them is. But it is a minor deity. They're both lesser deities. This one is focused on like lies and trickery.
I'll ask her about it. I'm like, I'm not actually from the area. I'm actually from across the pond, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Are those deities of this land?
What? And she seems annoyed that you don't know her deities, and then she seems to get into almost a like conversion sort of mindset. And so yeah, give me a Give me a moment. Let me find the other name. But yeah, she does tell you that they are one of them is Miravina, that is Ulbricht's daughter, ascended to a place of prominence within the pantheon. She also informs you that the other one is the deity of lies and tricks, but also business and wealth, or accumulating wealth through interactions with people. And those are the deities that she worships and pays homage to. Panics is the deity of deceptions.
Do you say Panics?
Yep.
Thank you.
Because we met him
You did.
last year. That's
Yeah.
where Maddie got the coin.
Yep. I believe his name was Phoenix back then, but I've updated it to
Oh,
Panics.
no, it was Panic.
Yeah. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad. Glad I remembered it correctly. Yes, at the disco. That is him.
I'm not upset about that choice
I-
I made just now.
I wouldn't be either. It's 9 p.m. Why would one be mad at that? So yeah, she is from there. When she starts talking about religion, you notice Weird Bottle just, his eyes could not roll harder if he was tumbling downhill. He cares so little for this.
Can I try to like ingratiate myself with him, being like, "Can you believe this shit?"
Yeah, sure. And you can make a persuasion check. Go for it.
16.
16. Cool. You
It's only -1, but yeah.
nice. Yeah, he seems to like you better for it. He seems to be a science-minded individual, hence the alchemy. As you guys are, Talroth, you did an exceptional job on your insight check. And they, much like any adventuring party, have their differences. They are well trained. They have been together for a while. They may not get along, but you will have a very hard time turning them against each other. They have been together that long. The other thing that you do notice is that Weird Bottle, is motivated by opportunities to experiment, to try his odd concoctions, and is a sadist. There are times when you guys have the chance to like pick up fish or like try to get some different food, and there is a time when he cooks a meal ceviche style, just in like lemon acid, which is fine. But then there's one where he's got like a live fish and cooks it in like sulfuric acid, and just because he can, just because he likes to. So he is twisted. Horn is amoral, and she cares about money. She cares about profit. She loves her god, and her god told her to make money, and she is going to do whatever she can to do that. And that means putting up with his weird ass. She's on board. They don't seem to care what's in the crates. They seem to care that they don't get broken. And you piece together that is specifically because it diminishes the value of what they're attempting to sell.
So could we have been misconstruing this whole thing? And this isn't about getting this for that or anything. It's just they want to sell shit.
You know that they're employed by somebody. You don't know the motivations of their employer, but you can you can see now how their employer has fulfilled their specific motivations, their desires. You get why they work for whoever this is.
To sort of like double up on Sirach's efforts with Otto the Bottle, because she has history with psychopaths. Can she she's not hitting on him and she's not trying to be overt about it, but she pays attention and smiles, and
I smile at him. I dress cute. I even winked at him. Twice.
Are you quoting something, or is this a conversation that we have had? Because I'm not sure anymore.
I was quoting something, but
It is the
meltdown.
most sincere video by a kindergartner / first grader I have ever seen before, and it is fantastic.
Yeah, that fucking tracks.
make a persuasion check.
Okay. $24. I beg your pardon, 25.
Wow, even better. You ingratiate yourself to him very well. I'm gonna let him roll, but he would have needed to nat 20 to have a chance at reading that.
Chance.
Yeah.
Aha!
You ingratiate yourself to him very well, and it takes at least half the journey, because he has his guard up, and they are both very suspicious of like anything you guys want to talk about. But they've also been on this trip a number of times. You get the feeling they don't want to be your friend because they may have to boil you alive. But Otto Weirdbottle does seem to like you, and he does. He'll even ask you to hum a few bars at different points. He does also offer at one point, I got this thing I've been working on, and I don't want to say that you need it, but I'm just saying if you ever did need it, you could take a little swig, right? You drop it down, and what it does is on the inside sort of shaves off just like a thin layer of the vocal cords, and then you hit them real high notes. You know what I mean? I mean, granted, it is sort of like you have to breathe it. You can't just swallow it. So, I'm trying to get the vapor in there, right? And some people will asphyxiate, but you don't look like you're a choker, right? You know what I'm saying? You're not. What? So, it's... yeah. Well, but yeah, I mean, if you want. That's all I'm saying.
I've never actually, I don't use my upper range that much. I think because I've been afraid of it, but this might be helpful.
Well,
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's right.
Master Otto, that's very kind of you.
Well, let's just stick with Otto, all right? No, you keep it. Let's keep it how it is. But yeah, that's take it from us down here, up high. That's where everybody wants to be.
Right. Trust me. I didn't do too well during that bard competition. It was quite unnerving, and I even put the thing on. It was my mom.
That was you. You had that much dough just lying around, and you gave it away.
I did. I don't anymore.
No.
Hence, boat.
Right. Yeah. I'm seeing that. That was whoa. Huh.
It wasn't my best night.
Oh, No, I'm sorry to hear that. I apologize, but yeah,
This is very nice, thank you.
yeah. I'm not so bad, am I? Right? Yeah, shut
Do
up,
I get a
fish.
bottle of throat acid?
What?
Do I get a bottle of throat acid?
Do you want the bottle of throat acid? He'll give it to you.
Kinda.
Okay, yeah. He'll give you a bottle of mild throat acid.
I just want everyone to be aware this is going to be the Jester sprinkles of deliciousness right here.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to come back in 48 episodes to save the day.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking. Just give me some stats on that mild throat acid, please. Thank
As
you.
soon as I figure them out, sure.
Okay.
To kind of ease the tensions, because of course Treasure knows tension when she's seen it. She's been in enough courts to know tension when she sees it.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's actually going to tell the story of how she met Talroth.
Oh.
And she's going to be like, there's always misconceptions of how things go sometimes. And this was one giant misconception and a language barrier that led to me meeting that fucker down there.
Oh.
So,
And it was that he was looking for treasure. Lots and lots of gold treasure.
Yeah, I mean, who isn't, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Except that he can't read Infernal.
Oh.
I mean, it's just backwards Celestial, ain't it? I mean, how hard could it be?
So he went looking for lots of gold treasure and something involving a sword. And it was written in Infernal, and instead found a giant gold tiefling named Treasure with a sword.
That's a big mountain of treasure. Yeah. As you guys continue to travel with them, your bottles slowly are neutralized. Am I reading you correctly in that you have no intention of attempting to overtake these two or risk him not neutralizing the acids or create some sort of fight before you get there? Is that my understanding, or would you guys like to do something along those lines?
I was not planning on fighting them
Me either.
because we know Alchemist.
Yeah, I'm playing nice mostly because, I've probably taken a bunch of different jobs, probably done some really shady shit before. So to me, this is just, all right. I trade the manacles for acid. So,
Cool.
Same shit, different name.
Okay.
Plus, I'm kind of looking at this as a way that we could try to get more jobs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm thinking this is like a kind of half interview sort of thing.
Okay. You guys arrive outside. It is late at night when you guys, excuse me, I'll trail over here. You're working into this larger water system. I will take one more strength or dexterity check for boat handling from everyone, please.
17.
Nice.
9.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
It's just a 7. I thought it was a 1. Fuck me. Okay. 7.
Okay. I need, because both Treasure and you're not Miram. What is Saride?
Right, I'm changing.
You're fine. No. It's just because I moused over it just then, and I couldn't fix it in my brain. Because your two boats are lashed together, and you guys failed the DC 12. I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws.
$15.
Okay.
Save me, Otto. It's a 6.
It's a 6. Your Cat Lord statue that you had previously opened up dumps hard enough to break both the box and damage the statue within. Most of the bottles at this point are empty. There's really just one or two left. And you guys are, if you look on the map, just immediately to the left of Nicobarus, you see where it opens up into that very large sort of river channel way there. I can move it over so it's slightly bigger. But that very large sort of river channel way, that's where you guys are catching these, they're lake waves, but they're still substantial waves, especially coming in on like a small boat. They have been with you long enough. If this had happened at the beginning of the trip, they get pissed, but they don't get like murder pissed. And you figure that if they were at the start of the trip, they might have been like, well, fuck it, we'll just dump her now, and that's all broken anyway. But they don't, and you've done a good job of ingratiating yourself to them. They pull you onto the side of the shore, and there is another group of individuals that are there. They meet them. It is late at night in the moonlight. You can see that they have similar sort of papers, the way you guys did. And they look very much akin to pirate dregs, brigands, poor laborers, homeless, individuals along those lines. And Otto will look over, we'll get over there. All right, so you guys are gonna get these, get the crates out of the boats, you load them up onto the carts, we're gonna be riding with you. And he starts explaining it for a moment. He goes, you know what, you guys got this horn, you wanna look over? Great, come on then, let's go. You look, and she'll start helping them move things. Otto's gonna come over to you guys and go, well, I'm impressed by you. You did pretty good. You guys got a little bit of a trek back. Oh, right. You never go back to Dorian's Dawn. That's how this works. We can head into town, sell our goods, take care of all of that sort of stuff. Here is your payment. Go ahead. You want to say something?
I do.
Okay.
Say it.
I'm wondering if I should charm him or not, but I don't want him. But before we got on the boats, I was unaware that we were not allowed to go back to Dorian's Dawn, and I have personal matters there that I need to tie up. As a professional, and a personal courtesy, can we beg one final trip back just to, close up our affairs and then move on?
I mean, listen, it's a decent-sized town, and as long as you don't run into us, then we won't be sure that you're attempting to sabotage our operation and have to boil you alive. So,
Which is fair.
Right, I mean, it's just sort of right? The boss is like, no survivors! And we were like, yeah, we got it, no survivors. And so, I'm gonna say no, right? But, again, if we have to see you, then no becomes no. Right, you follow what I'm saying with that one. It's
I follow you.
I mean, we all got a boss, don't we? Yeah.
Well, I'm very sad that this is the last time I'll be seeing you then, Otto.
Me too. If you ever find your way back over by Nicobarus, we've got only really one more big shipment that is going to be happening. Seems like the boss wants to get everything out and onto the boats. So, you know, but maybe we can hang out then.
When would that be happening?
You know, make a persuasion check.
$19.
Okay. Um, well, we got a shipment that we're moving back by land, and then the last trip should be happening right after that. So, you know, it should be in a couple of days. You guys would really have to hoof to make it back there. We, well, you don't need to know about that. But yeah, a couple of. He's paused, like he's considering. He liked working with you. He liked Saride in particular, very sweet to him. And you get the feeling not a lot of people will watch him ceviche a live fish. And
Good.
and
They shouldn't.
yeah, and to be fair, most don't. But you can see he's a little conflicted about it, basically. It seems, what is today? You guys left on the 9th. It was 6 days.
So the 15th.
Yeah. Yeah.
11. I'm going to say it was 5 days. So you guys, it is the 14th now.
Okay.
They are about to, you know, we just worry about moving the stuff out. They have people that move the stuff in, not really part of my operation. But I think about the 20th, we should be making our final departure out of here for, you know,
Right.
everything.
Right.
Cody, question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the area between Nicobaris and Dorian's Dawn, and I'm seeing a lot of trees. Would that be considered a forested area?
Yes.
Okay, so
Unless you are specifically following the white dotted path, that is a road.
okay, only because that means we could travel that in half the time because it's my favorite. We wouldn't be slowed because it's my favorite terrain.
Correct.
Right.
If we wanted to try to beat them back to Dorian's Dawn, we'd have that.
Yeah. He doesn't tell you how he and Horn are planning on getting back in time, but you suspect that they have some way.
Well, he did say by land. He did say that.
I'm gonna say that may not work, so I don't want to give you that wrong information.
Understood.
Does that so? But I appreciate you looking at the map. Your options: traveling by land. You would need horses. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Horses would get you there in about 6.5, 7 days. Or some sort of magic teleportation, perhaps. Or certain travel spells that would allow you to move faster.
Yeah.
You can,
So it's 13 days without anything, correct?
yeah.
With horses.
No, it's
But
13 days because you have a ranger. It's 13 days by foot on the road.
Okay, with the ranger, it's 13
With
days.
the
by foot.
ranger, 13
Okay.
days by foot on the road. It is half that time, 6.5 days, with horses.
On horse.
With the horses.
Yep.
10-4. And I'm gonna look back at Otto and so I guess
I mean, now that we're stuck here in Nicobaris, do you do you know of any good places to stay? Or heck, you've worked with us, you know we're good. Any people to get some work from?
Oh, yeah. Well, let me see here. We've got, hold on a second. I can remember these names over here. If you, well, first of all, y'all want to talk payment?
Well, I thought that was implied.
Yeah. Well, let me set you up, and then you can tell me where you want to be staying. Okay. He is going to pull out the last bottle of liquid that is on each of your racks and give it to you. And it is a thicker bottle. It's sort of a teardrop bottom. So there's more liquid in it than there was in the others. The others were very much like beakers, little small ones. He goes, well, so this is your neutralizing agent. You're welcome. Had it with you the whole time. Yeah, I know. I'm a cut up. So you want to pour that over everything that you have had, that you have been soaping, that has been touching the boat. Your hands, don't put it in your eyes. That will burn, right? That'll get it off of you. And I throw in one more, because I actually kind of like you guys. And here is your payment. And you notice that as he's paying you, Horn actually looks a little surprised at him. She doesn't say anything, but you get the feeling he may not actually pay a fair number of people. He probably boils a few of them. There is a chest that is unlocked. He gives you the neutralizing agent. Within the chest, you can see that there are 100 platinum pieces on top. And then there is a pile of gold beneath it. So it is at least 1,000 gold pieces in platinum, and a fair amount of gold beneath that. You're going to want to take your time with this and, make sure it's all clean.
Make sure that it's all clean. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There you go. Now, as far as places for you guys to get a bit of rest, a place to sleep and eat and have a good time. Yeah, we got, let me see. My personal favorite, Scoundrel's Breath. It's a good place. It's down home. It's dirty. The food is awful, but the drinks are cheap, and it is just a terrible, terrible place. But now, if you guys are looking to, I don't know, if you guys are looking for to spend your platinum, there are a few places in Nicobaris you could go and hang out. One of them is my personal favorite. You gotta visit the the Winking Lion. That's a good one. And then there is this other place that occasionally hoity-toity folks would like to come in and out of. You gotta be a member, all of those sorts of nonsenses. They call it a Neo-Continental, and that's an interesting place for you to stop into if you were so inclined. Last but not least, let me tell you about my friend, Cece. Now, you want immediate work, she will help you out, okay? Real top-notch wandsmith, real top-notch scribe, gets things, sells things, just brilliant at her job, good magic, good services, very reliable. Little on the pricey side, but you get what you pay for when it comes to magic. So, she is in the Owlwich district over that way. She can help you out. Now, if you guys are here, end of the month, we got a boat. We're heading out Republic way. So, you know, if that strikes your fancy, we'll put you up for some work for that.
Is there someone we would want to talk to for? I mean, just in the meantime, if we could like use. I mean, you've worked with us. You know we're good for it. If we could use your name to parlay some work with, I mean, whoever's employing you guys, or maybe we could.
Well, I got to tell you, the current boss, not really a Nicobaris guy. Only for the selling, the importing is more of a waste stop than anything. He ain't here, so you're barking up the wrong tree there. I gave you the best I could with Cece. You can't do some work for Cece. You can't really do any work in this town anyway. So you know, check in with her and see what you can do. But that boss job. Nah, man, it's best you don't bother with him no more, because if he finds out you're trying to double dip with him, then, like I said, this becomes this, and then...
Yeah, this becomes this. Let's double dip. We just want to help out more.
Nah, I get it. It's a good paying job. You just made, what, $3K in a 6 day?
Easy.
Yeah, I know. It's a good paying job. Hey, man, if I could hire you back on, I'd hire you back on, but, you know, it's not something
survivors. I get it.
You get it, right? You know? We went through a lot of trouble with this. Like, we get in town, I got to get the boats ready. They got to pour the stuff on them. You know, we got to find a whole bunch of new people for me to burn alive with acid. It's a process here. You know, come on, guys.
But you know what? Just watch out for yourself, because those kind of guys, a little bit shady.
Nah, who you talking to, right? I hear you, shady. But look, it's Otto, we're Bottle, right? We're gonna burn them, huh? Come on now.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying the guys that employ you. Like, it's because you burn somebody. What if they decide, on you? Is what I'm worried about.
I know what you're worried about. I like you. You know, I don't care what nobody says. You're a big pile of gold. That's what you are.
Oh,
that's it. That's all you ever are to me. Okay. I appreciate you. Now, listen, I gotta go decrease the surplus population in Nicobaris. I hope you guys have a good day. We'll see you later. All right, here we go.
Is it bad that I wanted to kill and adopt Otto at the same time?
I did not realize he was going to be that charismatic of a sociopath. Like,
he's a sociopath. That's what they are.
That's true.
I know.
Yeah.
A lot of anger flaring up at the moment.
Childish.
Yeah.
So here's, as soon as he's gone,
Yeah.
she's going to start messaging y'all, just in case.
Oh. Okay. Go. Keep going.
I mean, after we bathed.
Okay. Good. I was like, you're gonna wanna. Otherwise, I was gonna have to start.
The death acid is off.
Sure. Everybody roll me. I'm gonna say an advantage percentile check, and give me your higher.
Oh fuck. Fuck you! Come on, man.
94.
Great.
93.
Great.
59?
Okay.
I think, okay, what if it's the 0 on the 10?
What was the other one?
Oh fuck, that just means 0 then, right?
Yeah.
Yes, usually.
The other number, so on the 10,
Unless the
on the
other
10
number
one it
is
was
a
0, 0.
The other one was a what?
You guys, I got none of that.
So you had 0, 0 on the 10, and the other dice was a...
8.
So it's 8. 8%.
Nope, okay, then it's a 14.
14.
Fuck.
Okay. Well, good news. I was taking the highest between all four of
With
you.
advantage, the other one was a 14, but I wasn't sure if that was 80 or not.
No, yeah, that's just 8. We're gonna take treasures 94 for everybody. You guys get 94% of the acid off, so you each lose one thing. a shawl, a cloak, a backpack, a bedroll, something that as you just run out of.
Here.
Yeah, okay, if you want. I mean, that's on you.
I am not losing my thieves' tools again.
Those can't. Those are. This acid is not strong enough to burn through adamantine. Yeah, that's.
As a running joke, I'm gonna make it my tent again.
Nice. It's not like universal solvent. It's not gonna burn through adamantium.
Oh, that's my shoes.
It's my hooded lantern.
Your hooded lantern? You just got it. Oh.
I realized there's some stuff in my inventory I forgot to take out before that was already used, so I'm gonna need a second.
Go for it.
But yeah, just for the running joke of the tent, it's the tent.
Yeah. Good times.
I would like to make a suggestion that we go find Cece, find a spell of travel, a spell scroll of travel, and go home as quickly as possible.
Two out of the 3 out of the 4 of you agree.
Agreed.
I'm pretty sure Talroth agrees too.
He's in his bag. He's fine.
Yeah. He's... Got
We're
all
just
of you
gonna pick
agree?
up
You
Talroth
agree.
and
All
go
right,
with it.
let's go.
Yeah.
I lost a couple of my tools. It's like shovel, stuff like that, like digging tools.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we'll
you
get-
just need one of them. You can also rebuy them. You guys just got paid plenty of money to
Yeah, we
buy
did.
traditional things. Are you going? It is late. You guys have arrived in the night. Where would you like to hold up for the evening? Or are you going to attempt to wake CC up in the middle of the night? Okay.
Well, may I suggest, so we can save our money because a travel scroll is going to be expensive. I can tiny hut, and we can stay on the street. It won't be pretty, but it will be free.
But it'll also be conspicuous.
No?
You can obscure it. You can be outside of town. You don't want to set
Okay.
up a tiny hut like in the streets
Not
of
in the middle
Nick.
of the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay.
stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. And
What are you talking about? We're gonna do it right in the middle of this IKEA. They'll never know.
Sarai, do we want to try sending a message in the ledger to Alvaro and let him know what's going on?
Very much so.
you guys have
If
not done
anything-
that during the trip. Is that correct? Is it
We have,
I think that was intentional.
good?
yeah.
Making sure.
Also, if it'll take me a couple of minutes to get the house right. So if you want to write Alvaro a letter,
I can also, like, I've got my own money. I can go ahead and pitch in just for a room for the 4 of us at the, what was the place? The really shady one?
Scoundrel's
Where the
breath.
food was awful?
right?
Yeah, Scoundrel's Breath.
And then there'll be accounts of us having a room. We can't
Exactly.
be sure if it's bugged. We can be sure with this one. And yeah. I mean, if you all are alright with that, I don't mean to push.
What would you two like to do?
I'm already trying to figure a way to write Acme down. Sorry.
So he's busy.
Talroth?
Hey, I'm good dropping my head wherever you guys want. I definitely kind of want to get a drink and start getting at least a feel for the town just to kind of see what we're in for in the morning.
Then we can stay somewhere.
Like I said, I'll pull out of my own personal for a room for the 4 of us. We can share it so we can keep it cheap. And we'll get something to eat.
Well, if we go to the really shady place, it should be super cheap.
Exactly.
If so, yeah, for one room for the night, like a silver apiece.
Yeah. Okay.
The Scoundrel's Breath is not the worst place in town, to be honest, but it is about the bottom of the barrel that Otto Weird Bottle is willing to stay at. He's
Okay.
He's been adventuring long enough that he doesn't have to wake up with mites or bed bugs.
Respect.
So,
Respect.
yeah.
So what would it cost for dinner for the four of us in a room that the four of us can share?
Rounded to 5 silver.
Okay.
All right, so we just want to send a message that has Acme in it, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so the first letters, I get it. Okay. Where's the book? Where's the ledger?
It's right there. You have it. Well done. Good job.
I will take out a pen and I will begin writing.
Alvaro, come meet Epidemius, our new puppy.
Okay.
Puppy.
And then wait for a response containing ACME.
Okay. So,
Understanding it's late and he's probably not going to be responding right away.
1, correct. 2, your ledgers send at dawn and dusk.
Oh. And it is neither of those at the moment.
Nope.
Well, we'll get him in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you can fill the ledger with more words than normal sending, but the restriction of it is that it sends only twice a day, only at dawn, only at dusk, and it's meant to be like a more detailed account. So, what details would you like to include, or do you want to not include any in your journey?
Well, see, we still need to make sure that it's Alvaro on the other side. That was the point of the code word Acme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
I
want?
would, yeah.
So, if you wanted to have tried during the journey, you would need a sleight of hand check.
I mean, I got a +7 to it.
Or a deception check to lie to them. And do remember, they know what those ledgers look like.
Yeah, they've manipulated them. That's why I'm like, no.
Do it. It's not worth yeah.
+13 to sleight of hand.
Up to you.
I will inspire, and I was wrong. It's a D8 now.
Nice.
So if you want to,
Yeah, Talroth's about the only one I would trust with that.
What's it going to be?
I mean, I'm going to say no because otherwise we have to retcon the last 15, 20 minutes of game.
I'm good with that. That's fine. Absolutely. I don't want to force you guys into doing something. That's why I wanted to make sure. So, yeah, that sounds good. You guys send your preparatory message. You make it to the Scoundrel's Breath. You get a decent meal. It is very fatty, and it's like the worst cuts of the beef, and it's a little oversalted, but when you get the fatty meat and the dry bread together, one sort of balances out the other, and it ends up being an okay sandwich. A little chewy, but
you know what it's not? A live fish.
that's true. It is, nor is it trail rations, which you guys have been eating for days, right? So it's hot. It's decent. The drinks there, you come with just a solid mug of ale. It's thin. It's the PBR light of ales that they have to offer. So if you guys have no other business in the evening, you rise early in the morning. Now, Roth, you got to look around the town. The town is You can see that it was once a fort. You can see where the central portions of the town began as a fort. The docks have been expanded. It is very much a inland sort of launching point for a fair number of tradings, right? As you can see, there's that river system that sort of leads up in there, and it has access. It's just on the other side of the day. So there's a lot of boat traffic. There's a lot of smaller boats, not always large galleons, but smaller schooners and skippers and things like that. That would, it's sort of like the Hudson, I guess, but and it's not quite New York, but it is of a similar styling. So there's a lot of industry here. There are mills, there are blacksmiths, there are arcane towers and workstations, workshops. It is very dirty. It is a very functional city. You can tell its roots absolutely come from the functionality of a wartime effort. So, in the morning, you guys get up. The city is already up and humming. It seems to wake up very early, much the way sailors do. You can hear the docks off in the distance. People loading and unloading things. I have a docks track. What would you guys like to do with your day?
Well, once dawn rolls around, I'm gonna check the ledger, see if we got a response.
So your ledger sends at dawn.
Oh, I misunderstood. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I can, you know what? Yours does, well, you get a response. That is Alvaro. He just sort of is like, all can make excitement, question mark.
Oh, he's trying super hard.
Living
well.
life fullest, laugh, love, question mark.
Well, we know it's him, so
Yeah. So yeah, you do know that it is him.
all right. So looks like this thing won't be sending again until later tonight, so we could take a time to fill it out and maybe see what's in this town.
Okay. As you hit the streets of Nicobaris, it is busy. You can see people of wealth and poverty, tradesmen, laborers, merchants, all packed into the streets. The town is decently organized, a little more like a wagon wheel than on a grid, and each district is a quarter to an eighth of the city. There are the fort of Nikon is the fort for which the city is named. It is also the name of the Emperor Nikon, that the city was named for. One of the few emperors to have had their legacy maintained in the age of the Republic of the Black Gem. Much of the 300 plus years of imperial history is seen as a blight on the Albrechtian continent's history, but there are a few shining points, much like Dorian, that have withstood the revolution. What would you guys like to find? What are you looking for? Cece? Yeah. You can head to the Owl Witch, which is a it is a magical district. It is a subset of the magical district, closer to the edge of town. It does, it's a little hippie, it's a little druidy, little flower power, but it is a cleaner portion of the city. And it is one of the few areas that seems to have parks or nature built into the city itself. You ask around, and by about mid-morning, you guys are standing in front of what appears to be a trussled, overgrown herbalist shop with a variety of odd and wild flowers vining their way across the trusses, creating a near elven-like canopy of flowers and nature. There is a gate that swings open, and as it does, there is a gentle ringing of bay-like bells that you hear chiming from the white and yellow bell-shaped flowers that have grown into the trestle. As you guys make your way deeper into the area, you can see there are cabinets here, there are tables, there are plenty of alchemical stations and things. And stepping out from the back is a darker-skinned elven woman, sort of golden brown in her tan. She has black hair that is plait braided along the sides and pulled into a high ponytail at the crown of her head. She stands tall. She walks with confidence and an elegance that is rarely seen. You are unsure if she is a druid or a wizard. She seems to round herself as one, but carry herself as the other. And as she makes her way over to you. Oh, yes. Oh. Well, you are not one of my usual customers. What can I do for you?
I apologize for the early hour. Your shop, ma'am, is beautiful.
Well, thank you. I go to great pains to ensure that it is not just well stocked, but well presented.
Aesthetic is important. I appreciate it. Thank you.
There is something to be said for having an aesthetic.
An aesthetic. I was wondering if you might have any spell scrolls for travel.
For travel in specific, yeah. Let me see what I have in scroll form. However, where are you attempting to reach? How far are you traveling? I have been.
Just on this plane. Just on this plane.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Plane shifting is not a service I regularly offer. However, I do occasionally cast. Spells for individuals that need specific services. So if I do not have it in a scroll form, I would be could be persuaded to perform the spell for you myself.
Shut up and take our platinum. Get us out of here.
So she is. She looks through the scrolls. May I give it another roll? Not a lot of useful scrolls for you guys. Nothing as far as travel goes that is going to be useful. She does, however, have the capacity to cast for you. I believe it is
Teleportation.
teleportation is outside of her her purview.
Megan doesn't know what travel spells there are besides plane shift, and I know that's not.
Teleportation circle is one, but she doesn't. You guys don't know of one in Dorian's Dawn for her to send you to. Teleportation is another one, but that's outside of her purview.
I mean,
She does have transport via plants. She also has wind walk, and that's the one that I was actually thinking would.
What is Windwalk to?
So, Windwalk is Keyleth used it in campaign 1. Basically makes you a cloud.
Turns into gas.
Yeah, it turns you into gas. You can fly 300 feet per. You have a speed of 300 feet per round. So you can travel basically 10 times faster than if you.
so we could make it back home in.
You
Like,
would be able
days?
to make it as the crow flies. You would be just outside the town. From
Say that again. I'm sorry. We would be what?
From
Just
Nicobar's to
outside.
Dorian's Dawn, you would be just outside the town. If she casts it, you would travel all 8 hours today, and then you would travel 8 hours tomorrow. You'd be
Oh, fuck yeah.
You'd be back in 16 hours.
Fuck, dope. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
How much would that be?
Give me just a moment. Let me double check the pricing on these things.
As she's going through all that, I'm just kind of looking around the shop, seeing what else there might be of decent value.
Okay, so this
Treasure is faced first in any roses or flowers.
there are many. There are absolutely many. So these spell scrolls that she has on hand for purchase, I'm only going to say the things that you could afford. I'll say them all. Friends, Flame Blade, Foresight, can't afford that. Knock, Magic Weapon, Message, Sanctuary, Wall of Stone, and then she has and that's it. And other spell scrolls, Water Breathing, Tasha's Hideous Laughter, and See Invisibility. And then she does also have potions, but do you want any of those scrolls?
As tempting as a
I don't
scrolls
believe so.
are, I don't think so, no.
Okay. That is
Yes. I would like Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Oh, I would very much like Sanctuary.
Okay. Yeah, that one is it's a common. I think it's the cantrip, isn't it? Or first level spell?
Sanctuary? No. It's a cleric.
It's a cleric
But
spell.
it's not a cantrip though.
Okay. So yeah, that is 50 gold pieces
Done.
for that. And I'm checking the rarity of the spell level because that sets the price. Unfortunately, I have to open 2 books to.
Yes, Sanctuary is a first level spell.
Sanctuary.
So for her to just cast the spell on you is a quarter of the price of if it was a full magical item, which means very rare. She'll do it for that is ridiculously expensive. She'll do it for 1,000.
1,000 gold?
Yep.
And that includes all 4 of us, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, for that. Oh, and we have that in the party funds, right? Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got 3.
Just about
We just got
3,000.
3,000.
In the acid box, yeah.
in the acid box. Did you guys not neutralize the coins? Are you letting the
Oh
acid
no,
box?
Treasure would have.
Oh, I neutralized the coins before I neutralized myself.
Okay.
We had the weirdest time by the banks of that river. Can I just tell you?
It's like the idea we're just like, we're going to burn all of Otto's contacts in this place. Here, have some coin.
I'll tell you, once we're out of this town and we touch like where this is done, Sarai is gonna vomit. This is not cool.
However, she does also offer potions. Oh, why did you do that? Don't do that.
Don't say water breathing.
Oil of etherealness, potion of climbing, greater healing, regular healing, hill giant strength, mind reading, superior healing, and growth.
I mean, some of the healing potions, right?
You could.
My list would be the regular, the greater healing, hill giant strength, and growth.
Okay, so 350 for the greater healing potion, 350 for the potion of growth. The 2 regular healings are 75 apiece. And
50.
the, excuse me, trying to find the hill giant strength again. Let's go ahead and say 500 for the hill giant strength.
So it's 1350 for all 4. Are we? Can we party fund that? Is that okay?
I also wanted to ask because I saw Talroth perk up at the oil of etherealness.
Oil of etherealness is pretty expensive, but we can figure out a
Bad
price.
feeling.
That is $5,000.
So she only has potions and scrolls? That's
Yes, she does potions and scrolls. Potions, scrolls, spell castings. That's her Jimmy Jam.
Well, do we want to set up real quick? We'll write a detailed message to Alvaro and then get this on and get going.
Because you're still looking at all the flowers. She's thinking if there's a perfume, she wants one.
Okay, yeah, she will mix a perfume for you. Absolutely. She'll do do you want just a generic singular flower perfume, or do you want a custom scent where you pick the flowers?
Just simple rose perfume.
Okay, yeah, 25 gold.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000 doses. I mean, who's ever run out of perfume? Yeah, but it took you. How long did it take you? I thought your rose was like what? I remember because I said yeah because I remembered you running out of a rose.
And it was like, and the only reason I ran out of it was because they discontinued it.
Sure, but like a bottle of perfume is like.
Yeah, so long as they're still making it, that bottle will last you for 1,000 years. But the minute they're like, we're not making this anymore, all of a sudden one spritz and it's gone.
Yeah. So I'll say it's 350 days. It's a year of perfume, because to me that's the only sane measurement for that particular thing.
Hey, that works.
Cool. The other potions, you guys want to buy them?
It's 850. It's 850 before the hill giant strength. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So that's 3 healing potions and growth.
Yes.
I know that those have been growth and hill giant strength have been useful before. That's the only reason I suggest them. We're definitely getting the healing potions. It's coming out of the party fund because a hoe is broke. if you guys want to get the other two,
I mean, it makes sense. Between Thozen and Treasure, growthing one of those two.
yeah, and then Hill Giant Strength just maxes it out, right? Or makes it a 19? Or is it the
21.
belt? I mean, that's not bad either. So,
Yeah.
Let's do 75, 150, 350. That's 5. 150 and 350 is 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's the healing potions.
Yep.
If we add
Growth
growth to that,
becomes 850.
can we do that?
I'm okay with that because growth can be used on several of the party members. Because even just besides Thozen and Treasure, there's also Clever Stitch or Talroth.
Anyone?
Olaroon.
Yeah, that
At the end of the day, I could become a rock. So
Yeah.
instead of Sir Rock, just a rock.
We know what we're doing here. Okay.
exactly. So it's one of those things that could benefit a chunk of the party. So it's not just a one character thing.
Yeah. Oh, madam, I apologize. This is oddly out of your purview, but might you happen to have any bags?
I mean, I have a bag that I usually put my items in, but if you're looking for a bag of storing, I can recommend someone.
Well, thank you. I think next time we're in town, we'll have to look at it.
All right.
We're on a bit of a schedule.
I understand.
You understand?
I do, absolutely. Yes, just let me know what it is that what you're looking for and what you need.
We'd like for you to turn us into a cloud.
All right. You pay her. If you guys are not going to explore the city for any other shopping purposes or anything along those lines, then when you are ready, it is a total of 1850 in coins, in gold coins. You pay her. Yep. And you guys experience after 10 minutes, you do become the travel form of
Talroth, I think, wanted to do something.
Yes, Talroth, I apologize.
No, yeah, because part of me checking the town out would have been just going around seeing, like, what would be sold, what kind of items they have, like what kind of merchandise, guard rotations, just kind of getting a gist of the town itself.
Guard duty is primarily done by the soldiers at the fort. They do keep sailors' hours throughout most of the town. It is not a metropolis, but it is definitely a large city, especially based on the number of sailors that are in port or in one of the nearby ports on any given day. This is a mecca of functionality. So you're not going to do well selling art or religious pieces here. Magic items or spells or services that function would do well here. Does that answer your question? Does that give you the information you need?
Yeah, it does actually. So
Good.
more function over form.
Yes, absolutely.
I apologize if I'm pushing us out too fast. She doesn't want to be here, and she wants to make sure we get home before they do. So if I'm, come on, I apologize. Just pull the e-stop and we're good.
I mean, that's kind of Sirach's mindset, is get back to Dorian's Dawn as quick as we can so we beat them. And then we can let Olaroon and Thozen in on what's going on and we can try to do something.
Treasure would want to stick around long enough so that Talroth has at least a decent amount of information in the ledger. But
Yeah.
then let's hop out.
No, that's actually like a really fucking good idea. Well, fuck it. While he's scouting, can Cece tell me where I can find a bag of holding?
Yeah, she can. Roll me a percentile.
Oh, fuck. $77.
And they have it in stock.
Give me that bag.
Yeah, you can find a bag of holding for 400 gold pieces. Wait.
We have that right. Is someone looking at the money?
Excuse me, 500 gold pieces.
Do we have 500 gold?
You still have money left over from the money you made on this trip.
Okay.
We still have what, like 150 left from
You
on this
spent
trip?
1850, so you have 1150 left.
Oh, 1150.
Okay. So if we did the bag, we'd have 650 left.
Correct. Yeah. I'm always proud of my
Is that-
players when they math.
Is that okay with everybody? I don't mean.
I feel like a bag of holding's a really good investment, again, for the party. So
Yes. No, absolutely.
Yeah, not to
Same.
mention the
Okay.
bag of holding lets us take more stuff to sell later.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but yeah. So, then yes, I would like a big bag of crazy, please.
Done and done.
I mean, after getting a good feel for the town, just kind of seeing what they have, understanding they are function over form,
Mm-hmm.
maybe see if I can luck out and find something like any useful magic items or any useful gear just as I'm coming back to everybody.
Make
Not looking for anything too specific, just if something catches my eye.
make an investigation check.
Just as letting everyone know, in the party fund we have 4 platinum, 908 gold pieces, and 10 gems worth 50 gold pieces.
And it's a 17 investigation.
Okay. Something that catches your eye that could be useful to you. Boots of striding and springing.
How much are those again?
600.
Ooh, any way I could talk them down a little bit?
You can make a persuasion check.
That's a 12.
Nah, I'm sorry, my friend. I can't go any lower. You gotta understand. These are at a premium. The dock workers around here, jumping up into the rigging, coming down, coming up. Who's moving? They're going, they're shaking. They got things happening, buddy. I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to move along.
No, that's all fair and good. I mean, my old kicks were kind of getting a little worn down anyway.
Yeah.
I don't suppose they have anything maybe a little more on the sneakier, quieter side.
Nah, nothing for me here. No need to sneak around. We just loaded and towed it, right?
That's fair enough. You have a good day there.
All right. That's it. That's what he's got.
We found Orgrimmar. We found Orgrimmar.
I will say so this place, even the wealthy people here, their houses are more tower-like. They're bigger. Most of the buildings here are square. They're very, other than like the wagon wheel development of the city and like the Owl Witch and Cece's place in particular, there aren't places that are terribly pretty. But there are a lot of like advertisements. It's a weird place. It's yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm good to start heading back.
Great. You guys receive the Windwalk spell, and into the air it carries you. You travel for the day 10 times the rate that you could have traveled without such a development. So that is tremendous for you guys.
While traveling, do we see any other similarly fast-moving clouds?
No, you do not. Well, you can all make me perception checks as you are going.
Nat 1.
The wind
11.
is furious.
9.
15.
Okay. You guys don't see any other similarly fast-traveling clouds as you guys are going. You do see... You get a good look at the countryside. You can see some of the farming communities and people that are traveling along the roads. Yeah, but nothing that stands out or seems dangerous or threatening to you. You guys arrive just outside the town. Your message sent. Details received. Alvaro does inquire as to when you will be back in town, and in case you had not put that information in there, but knowledge of your security. And he says for you to come and speak with him as soon as you can. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session.
Well, before that, I do want to put the reply, since I figure we'll probably just take a rest and just sleep and then go the next day.
Yep.
Albrechtian cupcakes mean everything to us.
Yeah. Well, there
And
you
then
go.
and then just give some quick details about the city we were in, the artifacts that were being brought in, but the town itself doesn't really care for it, so there might be like a black market. Things are ridiculously overpriced, so putting a little bias in there. But yeah, just everything that I would have found out about the city itself just from scouting around, I'm just detailing it for him. So in case something there might help him figure out what's going on or who might be doing some of this.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you for a great game, guys. This was a lot of fun. I know it's a little bit of a different session, but I think we had some fun role playing. You guys got some shopping done. Not quite a shopping episode, but a good one. And you guys continue to unravel this mystery. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's a little bit different. We should be getting back into the action-y bits of things probably starting next week. You guys are zeroing in on your target. So we will absolutely find out what happens with them next week. If you guys enjoy D&D, you want to check us out again, follow us on all of the socials. I'll put those back up real quick right there. Look at them. Look at the pretty socials. Okay. Also, tomorrow night, we're going to be playing Storm King's Thunder. Cole will be running that. Don't know what's going on Wednesday, Thursday night, Wild Mount, Friday night, Dragon Age, Saturday, midnight at 8 o'clock. And we are going to be trying to bring back Gloomhaven at some point. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. We are going to see you next time. But until then, be cool.